In the last year and a half, I've been to a movie theater exactly one time, to see Mugen Train back in April. So it's a real treat for me when a new anime movie drops on a streaming service. However, I do often find it hard to want to start up and sit through an entire feature-length film at home. So any excitement often goes by the wayside. Why watch a 90-minute movie when I can watch 9 straight 10-minute long YouTube videos? But man, am I so glad that I took the plunge and finally watched Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop earlier this week. My goodness, this movie is just absolutely wonderful. The first thing that will stand out to you here is how bright and lively this entire film is. It's colorful from the drop, and it really just pervades the entire thing, with the casual outfits and mall setting really letting the designers have some freedom. It's really able to capture its own beautiful style, and I think the art really steals the show. At the very least, it's definitely one of the most visually pleasing movies I have ever watched. Outside of Mugen Train, I actually haven't watched an anime movie at all since I think Whisker Away about a year ago, and sometimes I forget how immersive and beautiful normal activities can look with movie-level animation. There are so many little blushes and nervous movements that look nearly lifelike, and I rewinded this shot of Japan slamming his hands down like 3 times because it looks so good. But what really caught my attention was the filmography. The movie is just shot incredibly well. From the vertical footage and split screens to just simple shots that are lit well and held just the right amount of time, this is an absolute masterclass in directing from Kyohei Ishiguro. There's one shot towards the end of the movie that I'm not going to show due to spoilers, but it's held over 2 minutes long and it just captures the emotion and creeping hopelessness of the situation as it's happening. However, while that scene is very moving, don't worry, most of the rest of the movie is just wonderfully happy. It was very refreshing to watch something where I'm just smiling the entire time through. Sometimes you just need a little lighthearted romance to enjoy. And boy is this movie just unbearably cute at times. There's no misunderstandings, very little aggressive drama, and I'm really impressed about how the writing avoids a lot of easy fallback cliches throughout. It's almost like a slice of life movie at times, with the main plot hook only kicking in halfway through, and while it's engaging, it's not an end-of-the-world type premise. Still, I don't want to act like this movie has no substance. It still deals with real relatable issues like accepting yourself and your own appearance, as well as becoming confident in your own creativity. It provides a really nice and satisfying arc for our 2 main characters, and I think it had an absolute killer ending sequence. It also oddly has an incredible plot twist at one point that made me yell, and that was the moment I realized I had become fully emotionally invested in this story. Then to top it all off, that ending made me cry, but you know, the happy and kind of bittersweet cry, not the sad cry. The main duo are absolutely adorable, and honestly the entire cast is quirky and unique. And the way everyone's own little character stories manages to wrap up into the ending is just perfect. Don't come in here expecting the most serious, emotionally moving story ever written, but if you're like me and you like cute stuff, you're going to love this movie. A couple fun staffing notes. Kensuke Ushio did the music, and while I don't think it's as memorable as his A Silent Voice score, it still adds a whole lot to the movie's vibe and atmosphere. There's also a big chunk of the plot dedicated to music, and I think he absolutely nailed that climax. The voice cast has some big names with Megumi Han, Natsuki Hane, Maya Sakamoto, and Hiroshi Kamiya all in the movie as side characters. Smile is voiced by actress Hana Sugisaki, who played Mary in Mary and the Witch's Flower, and Cherry is voiced by Somogoro Ichikawa VIII. Ichikawa is 16 years old and by far the most interesting part of this cast to me because his father is Matsumoto Koshiro X. I'll spare you the long-winded explanation here, but essentially Matsumoto Koshiro is a stage name for a line of kabuki actors in Japan, going all the way back to 1716. The name is handed down in a grand ceremony whenever the former holder of the name gives it up, and it has more or less stayed in the same family for over 300 years now. Seriously, this entire family are all actors, and actually Ichikawa's aunt, Takako Matsu, is the Japanese voice of Elsa in Frozen. This has no effect on the movie whatsoever, and I think Ichikawa's performance is very, very good independent of his family. It's just the weird connections like this that I live for. Now that I went way off track, if you haven't already watched Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, I highly recommend you check it out. It's on Netflix and it's 90 minutes of pure, unadulterated fun that doesn't overstay its welcome. The movie is the perfect length, it'll brighten your day, and there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't watch it. It put a huge smile on my face, and I hope it does the same to yours.
Auto sequence start.